Okay, example 1, factor x squared plus 6 minus 5x. Now, what I want you to look at here, this is a specific form of expression called a quadratic trinomial. Quadratic means the highest power is squared. Trinomial means 3 terms. When you look at a classic quadratic trinomial, there is a quadratic term. That's the one that has the square on it. There's going to be a linear term. That's just got x the first. And there's going to be a constant. That's the number without a letter attached to it. Those are the 3 objects in a quadratic trinomial. And when you see a quadratic trinomial and your directions are to factor that trinomial, your first objective is to create descending order. That means that the quadratic term is followed by the linear term, which is followed by the constant. Always go with descending order when you're going to factor a trinomial. It's the best way to be. And we did discuss this in Algebra 1 last year. I think it was lesson 69 where we first introduced ourselves to quadratic factoring. And then down the road we learned some other stuff, which is basically taking out common factors first. There was also differences in squares, which are going to be showing up here shortly. But what you want to get is 2 numbers that multiply to make this number that add up to that number. Okay? And I want you guys to be the most efficient you can be with this chart, to the point where you eventually don't even need the chart. Maybe you're already there. If you're already there, that's fine. Don't use the chart. But if you need the chart to help you organize all the possible scenarios here, or you need to use the chart occasionally, let me put you through the thought processes necessary to make this chart properly. I need to make a positive 6 through multiplication. What's true of the signs when I'm multiplying to make a positive? Same sign. Okay? So I'm thinking of a list here, same sign numbers, positive, positive, negative, negative. Okay? I'm going to be adding these numbers up to make the sums over here. What kind of sum do I want? Negative. So I can either go plus plus. If I add those together, I get a plus, which is not what I'm looking for. Or I can go minus minus. If I add those, I get a minus, right? So when I'm making this list, negative 1 and negative 6 make positive 6. Negative 2 and negative 3 make positive 6. I don't care about the results on this. I just want to make a good list of every possible way of doing it without leaving anything out. Start with 1 times the number. That's always a factor pair. Then try 2. If it works, go ahead. Then 3 and so on. Once you get a number you've already hit, you're done. Tried 1, got it. Tried 2, got it. Tried 3, don't have to. Already got it. So the end. There's the whole list. The entire list is right there. That way you don't leave any out. Because the one reason people can't factor is they leave one out. They don't realize that 14 times 5 is equal to 70. They only think 7 times 10 equals 70 and 2 times 35. But 14 times 5 does also. You've got to make this 19. There's no way to make 19. It's impossible. Try 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. And it'll be on the list. All right? Negative 1 and negative 6 is negative 7. Negative 2 and negative 3 is negative 5. Right here, I'm adding them up. Whatever I get in my list, I've already made the product happen. Now I'm just adding up my pairs. Which one did I want? Negative 5. So this is my right pair of numbers here. Negative 2 and negative 3 is the magic pair that makes this product, makes that sum, which means my factored form is going to be x minus 2, x minus 3. Once I get down to x's to the first power, I don't factor anymore. I'm done. All right? This problem had x's in it, right? So I put x's in it. Okay, if it had p's, I'd put p's, w's, w's. Use whatever letters in the problem. Get better with that. In Algebra 1, x happened all the time. Even when it was p or w or any other letter, it's still x on everybody's paper. X, 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 x. Okay? Get accustomed to using more than one letter, because in Algebra 2 we're going to be investigating a lot more situations where there's multiple letters in the problem. So get familiar with that idea.